And good morning. Good Saturday morning. That's what is considered the day after. Davey Keever, Mike Powell, Brett Keever here. Talk with you this morning a little about sports for the next couple of hours. If we can find some to talk about. Mike Powell looks like he is in another world.
Oh, yeah.
Over there.
I was in the fifth dimension momentarily.
What are you doing over there? You got your headset on a couple times, huh?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. I'm having the
Had me worried.
post-Helene blues, I guess. Disorientation.
Yeah. Any damage to your house?
Had a tree fall on a power line going to my security light. That was about the only thing.
Something the city takes care of,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
at some point, and they're going to be.
Ooh.
People should not be impatient this week because there are plenty of jobs. Way too many for city workers and crews that have been brought in. Just think about, I don't know. This one's just been weird to me. The devastation. Here's all we know about right now. All I know about is all the way through the mountains in North Carolina. What did it do after that?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't just
go away,
disintegrate.
completely.
I mean, but that's, obviously we're going to hear more about our state and our local area than anything else. But I mean, I guess my question is it still, surely not, a tropical storm of some sort, wherever it may be, because hadn't followed it. One reason, hadn't had much of a way to follow it.
That's me. No way whatsoever, hardly.
You without power?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have power.
Yeah,
I never went without power.
Yeah.
It flickered a few times. I mean, like more than a few, maybe a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
But I never was totally without it. But then again, it's harder to watch television when everything's by internet, and the internet has been out.
Yeah. That's right.
You Spectrum?
Who, me? No, I.
Wait a minute. Let me guess. Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah.
$12 a month.
No, I do. I stream Hulu Live.
Hulu Live.
So I'm out.
And that's all. It's out because you're streaming. Yeah. Yep. Now, DirecTV used to be, you didn't have to worry about that, right? Because you got the dish. But now they're stream theirs now, don't they? Or at least you can do it either way.
I'm not sure.
I think I've seen that.
I think you can still do it.
Well, the commercial with the birds that like to poop on the dish, but they don't get to anymore. Yeah, have you ever not seen those commercials? And it's like, we now stream, so there's no dish, and the birds are all,
Mad.
going crazy. Yeah, most TV these days is streamed. So guess what? When it goes out, if you can't get it through your hotspot, which we did manage to do that. Did you try that and get some TV to watch? No? Just did without?
Yeah.
Really?
We got a DVD player. And Sullivan has all the Star Wars movies, so we watched one of those yesterday.
Right.
Only one?
And
how'd you get so lucky? Only one.
It was one more than I'd ever seen.
I can't even see him over there. So, hey, sitting down in that hole. Over there, Sullivan
Luke
is over there.
Skywalker.
I thought, here's one thing, we're not going to talk about this all morning, but here's one thing that really got me yesterday. I thought the day lasted particularly long.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday. I kept thinking, there was times yesterday evening I was like, man, it was yesterday. But no, it wasn't. It was earlier that morning when it really got really bad. It just seemed like a longer day. And believe it or not, I went out and got 90% or better of my whatever kind of mess cleaned up yesterday. But
got most of
the ground was
cleaned up.
saturated and you had to walk in water.
Oh, yeah.
It was just nasty. But, hey, you know what? By what time maybe? I know it stopped around noon. And then by 3 or 4, one of the prettiest days of the year that we've had. It's always when a hurricane or tropical storm exits, it's some of the prettiest weather that you can get.
Yep.
You need it.
So.
You need it because there's plenty to do.
I guess I would call this a minor Hugo. I wouldn't put it up.
Okay, I'm going to say not a minor Hugo.
More than a minor?
Yes.
Would you?
The rain was 10 times more.
Yeah, it was more rain
Than Hugo.
Hugo
I
was
mean, I'm
wind.
guessing at 10 times more. I can't even remember the rain being a factor
Not that much.
with Hugo.
Not that
The
much.
wind was worse,
The wind was worse.
but the rain this time, you know.
You mean just for this area, Lincoln?
Oh, yeah.
Cherville,
Yeah.
Maiden.
Yeah, anything in our area, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been worse. Katrina.
Well, here's the thing. We had a couple of days of rain before it hit. I mean,
I know. And, the day we got, the first waves of rain weren't from the storm. That the storm was pushing them up,
yeah,
but they weren't really part
They
of
weren't
the
part of the storm.
weren't part of the storm.
I hadn't seen
That's a mess.
Pictures of like the massive trees, like I remember from Hugo.
No,
Mm.
I don't need.
I don't think the wind was as bad as Hugo, but yeah, as far as the rain and flooding, maybe.
No, the wind was not as bad.
Maybe it is worse.
Hugo winds. There was, people's grills were flying off their porch and decks and stuff. And those things aren't light. If you didn't tie it down during Hugo, it probably wasn't going to be there. But the winds were bad enough, though. I'll say that. I mean, they were
pretty bad.
Plenty bad enough. I noticed, just on the highway outside the door here, a lot of places where trees have been cut off to drag out of the road. It wasn't massive ones or anything like that, although there are plenty of places with massive ones. But the worst thing I heard, though, and I didn't realize this till last night watching some stuff, 2 dead in North Carolina, one in Catawba County, because it created a car accident that killed someone.
Yep.
But South Carolina, 19 so far.
19 dead.
19. That's a pretty big number.
It is.
And I don't know what the circumstances were or anything like that, but 19's a pretty big number. But like we were talking about with Lanny before he left, and us, the pictures and the shots that you got from Boone.
Oh, yeah.
The
King
rain up
Street
there.
underwater, which is unbelievable.
Fortunately for them, the winds would have had to diminish some before it got up there, but saturated ground and high winds is not a good mixture.
Well, I saw pictures of Freedom High School. Have you seen those?
Oh, it's always flooded.
Yeah.
I can't remember how far back you go, but it flooded one time really bad. They had to replace a lot of stuff. So it was like that again, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was bad. Like all their fields and the buildings around the fields, they were water up to the top.
And speaking of fields, I thought about Phil Ayers. And Dana yesterday because living up. I'm not sure if they live in Dillsboro or if they live in the neighboring town of
Silva, maybe, somewhere in there.
Yeah, but they're in that, and I'm sure they had to get. Well, I don't know if the South Mountains got it as bad. Maybe not. Now that I think about it, I don't know if the South Mountains probably did though. But those shots of Boone yesterday were.
Well, I saw around Owen.
Owen was terrible.
Yeah.
Houses, I mean, it was up to the roof line.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
In Swannanoa, Black Mountain places, it was up to the roof line. There was a guy. Did you see the picture of the guy sitting on his roof waiting to be? Oh yeah. There's a guy sitting on his roof and
waiting to be rescued.
Yes, sitting on top of his roof. Fortunately for him, I don't guess it got any higher.
I haven't seen anything like that since Katrina in
Yeah.
06, and people were actually up to the rooftops waiting.
It happens a lot in the world. Lenny already having trouble. No sports talk today, Butch Parker. I had you, but gone now. I can't do anything about it, Butch. You got to try again. Of course, you can't hear me say that, but I'm going to send a couple people the ways to pick us up, and of course, always. This is being recorded, so
watch it. Yeah,
if you don't get the opportunity,
watch it later.
Yes, exactly. Watch it later if you dare, right?
If you can stomach it, yeah.
But where are we going? I'm sorry, I'm trying to answer these messages at the same time. Bail me out, guys.
Where were we?
In the middle of a flood. It's talking about some of the pictures of Boone and places like that, and wondering what's going on over there in Silva, North Carolina.
People that listen to this show ought to know their alternate options by now.
Yeah,
they can't get us on the radio.
Let me tell you something. I should know them too.
We've got Facebook. We've got a website, YouTube, TuneIn app.
Yep. I should know them too, but I am not the. I don't keep up. I just don't keep up, and that's like Brett. Every time I sit in that chair over there, just like last Saturday when you're absent. Now, since I only do it once so often, don't remember everything. Don't remember everything.
No, you can't.
Butch says, got you back now. Good morning, Butch. Mike Painter says, good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
Got y'all on Sports Talk, guys, on my phone. So, what's the thing that Lanny was talking about? You go to the website.
Yeah, 1050WLON.com.
Right, but don't go to the WLON link.
Go to the Sports Talk.
Go to the Sports Talk link, and it is still working. WLON, if you folks have got us right now, the transmitter for WLON. WLON is off the air. Been off the air since yesterday morning when the storm broke. Right. But there's no power there to run that thing. So that's why it's not actually on just the 1050 AM or 107.5 FM. For that matter. Just got to find a different way to get it. Let's just look around here. You know, it's rare that you have a hurricane come through that doesn't affect Miami too bad. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched Dan Lebitard ever, but now he comes on Peacock right after Dan Patrick.
Yeah, I used to watch him.
I watched
track.
I watched him a little bit. Stu Gotts is great.
Stu Gotts is still there, right?
He is. But just watching that the other day, Dan. Here's what he said. He was experiencing it on Thursday. Mm-hmm. But he said he walked out in about 45-mile-an-hour wind, about blew him over. I said, well, that's light. That's a light wind compared to what they're getting in Tallahassee.
Oh yeah.
Right now, but it was unaffected, and I'm guessing this game last night was played in Miami. Miami's wearing the home-colored uniforms. And you guys tell me, and I don't know how I forgot about it. I didn't mean to forget about it, but 38-34, a very, very tight game that came down to a critical call at the end of the game.
Hail Mary in the end zone.
First rule to touchdown.
Yeah. But incomplete after review.
Yep. Well, you know what I say? Thank goodness for review, because just think about the NFL and college football. There's at least on average, maybe not as critical a play as this one, but there's at least on average one play a game. Wouldn't you think? That's overturned?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it may not be that high, but it's got to be close to at least one play a game, which could determine an outcome. And in this one, it did. Last night. Miami survives as Hokies' Hail Mary touchdown is overturned.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like it was a Hail Mary, but it was only like 30 yards. It wasn't like a total just throw it up and
so have you seen it?
Yeah. I was watching it live on my phone when it happened.
Was it obvious the call was wrong when they actually showed the replay?
No, not to me.
Oh, really?
I mean, I was watching it on my phone, so I don't know how.
Right.
I really couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I didn't think they were going to overturn it, but yeah, I mean, it was like right at the back of the end zone, and there was a crowd of guys, like a few from each team, and one of the Virginia Tech guys went up and came down with it, and I don't even know because I didn't have sound on. I don't know if they ruled him out of bounds or if he.
So it was in the corner.
Well, out of the back of the end zone.
By the back.
Yeah.
Are you okay with the rule? Both of you are okay with the rule that if there's not enough evidence, you leave it as is. I don't know what else you do there.
Yeah, I like it
think
that way.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
what you
both
gotta do.
sports have that. That if but the only thing I hate about that is you could have got it wrong on both accounts. The referee could have got it wrong, and then but
They're still not infallible.
no,
so.
no.
Well, at least the review gives them a chance to
Yeah,
get it right. In
and
that
you know
case,
what?
'cause-
Hardly ever do you have an argument
Yeah.
if the
If
play
they say there wasn't
stands.
enough evidence to overturn it, that's basically the same as not having review.
Yeah.
So
Except you feel a little better, maybe.
yeah,
Feel a little better inside that they were able to
I'm
take
not
a
so
look.
sure another score wasn't even more dramatic. In a way, Rutgers 21, Washington, last year's national runner-up, 18.
You got to be kidding.
yeah, Rutgers is pretty good.
They're 3-0. That's a big
Yeah,
team.
that's
game.
4 now, 4-0.
4-0.
I hate to say this because I'm unaware. GS. Is he still
Schiano?
the head coach?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is he still the coach at
Yes.
Rutgers?
Yep.
Okay. Greg Schiano,
Greg Schiano's still there.
who spent about 12 hours as head coach in Tennessee.
Rocky Top. Yes.
Got ruled out, right? Got pushed.
By the fans, right?
Yeah, and what was the deal? The abuse toward players?
Now
Something
his
like-
connection, was he at Penn State during the
Oh yeah,
abuse that
that's what it
going
was.
on?
Yeah.
As an assistant, maybe?
He's always been tough on players, but I don't
Yeah.
think he's like
No.
Over
It was just
the top.
guilt by association. I mean, he had nothing.
Yeah, I know
It
that.
was just the whole
Yeah.
scandal that erupted there.
Yeah. Yep.
Which
Didn't he
they
go to the
lost a
NFL
good
for a while?
football coach. Yeah, I think he did.
Tampa.
Was it?
I mean,
Was he a
when
head
you
coach?
said
I
that-
couldn't even remember if he was a head coach.
When you
in
said
the
that, that's the
NFL or
first
not.
thing came in my mind was Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I think he was a head coach in the NFL
Really?
for a brief stint. Don't know how brief, but he's definitely a good football coach. And last night, a upset win, right, Mike Powell?
That's right.
Upset win for the.
Washington obviously is completely rebuilding. They lost DeBoer and apparently the whole team because they also lost to Washington State earlier in the season. So I
Ooh.
don't know what their record is. but
Ooh.
it's not
Yeah, he
good.
was Tampa's head coach in 2012 and 13.
2 seasons with a record of. Let me guess.
Oh, I don't. Let's see.
Oh, is
I
it
don't-
not there? I'm
I
going
don't
to
have
guess.
that
Can't be too good. Right.
14 and 18.
Worse. 11 and 21,
Mm.
Ooh.
and that
11
was
and
that was
21.
right after 11 years at Rutgers. His first stint at Rutgers.
So what he must have done was left Rutgers for Tennessee, and then since they were just immediately got hired, right, by Tampa.
I guess 'cause
No off season, no season sitting out.
no, it don't look like it. It don't look like he had.
Does that
Any
say
years
where he
off.
played football?
I bet Penn State.
Bucknell.
Oh, Bucknell.
I was going to guess Rutgers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but-
a good guess too. I
but-
knew it's somewhere in the east. But Bucknell,
Where is Bucknell? Don't say. Where is
Uh,
Bucknell? What state is Bucknell in?
New Jersey,
It's not New Jersey, but it's close by.
New York. No,
Pennsylvania.
Yep,
Pennsylvania.
Lewisburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Bucknell fighting.
Bison.
Bison.
I would have thought Bucks too. That's what I had in my mind. Bucks. The Bucks is can be used 2 ways, right?
Yeah.
Deer, like the Milwaukee Bucks, or the Pirates, like the Tampa Bay Bucks. Oh man, just Miami 38-34 in their game last night, and Mike tells me now the upset. That one wasn't an upset, but the upset.
Oh no, I don't think Rutgers was an upset. either.
Okay.
I think they were
No.
favored.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Mike said that was more surprising, so we
Well,
should correct him.
From the fact that they beat Washington, last year's team that played in the national championship game.
Does Oregon play Washington this year?
I would think so.
Both in
Surely
the
the
Big
rival
Ten.
games are still there.
Yeah,
right,
you would
for all those
hope.
teams?
Like,
Yeah,
know,
last game.
they kept OU Texas, even though both teams are now members of the SEC. Kept that game.
You know, the James Madison shirt that I ordered hadn't come in yet, but I'm just joking, guys. But I just started different things. College football started going through my head. How many points did they have at halftime?
I heard it was 58.
Well, I sent you a
It's
message.
50 something.
50 something.
Yeah.
53 or 56. It was 50 something.
How you have enough possessions to have?
Yeah.
I don't know. When
Carolina had 5 turnovers, which
All in the first
contributed.
half?
I don't know about all in the first half.
You'd think the majority of them would have been in the first half. Otherwise, you wouldn't get the ball enough to.
No, you couldn't have enough possession.
I don't ever remember a school scoring. Maybe a high school.
No.
Shelby's won back-to-back weeks 70 to
70
nothing.
to nothing.
well, it's happened in college, but it's usually, like Georgia playing
Yeah.
Western Carolina or
Yeah. Oh, don't knock on
Sanford
Western. We got too
or-
many Western listeners.
You got too many Western alum, including me.
that wasn't a knock on Western Carolina.
I know that.
It was just
I know that.
there's a big difference
yeah.
between Georgia football and Western Carolina football.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But not a big difference in Georgia football and Kentucky football, as we saw.
Well,
13-12.
Yeah. And in my opinion, I don't think there's that big a gap, a real big gap between Georgia, but this is a school that should be there, Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that game was only 3-0 at half. A lot of people would forget that it was just 3-0 at halftime.
They see 34-3 and they're
Yep.
saying blowout.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Lanny's not going to like this, but Dabo has got them turned around.
Mm-hmm. I know.
He's got them playing. Yes. They're playing like a playoff football team right now. I'll just go ahead and say it, a
All they gotta
playoff
do,
football
yeah,
team right
I mean,
now.
Sure, everything's in play for
Do I
them.
think they can make it? You know, I can't think. Right now, the only team in the ACC they got to beat out for the title is the one that squeaked by last night.
Miami.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's still a long way to go. But
Yeah,
but
Virginia
as of
Tech,
right now,
they were the darlings in preseason. They've been exposed. Carolina, we saw what they've been doing. Who else? Who else is there?
well, Carolina was 3-0, weren't they?
No,
When they lost,
I think so.
and when they gave up that many points the other day, I think they were 3-0 because I thought I saw they were 3-1 now, which would have made them be.
I think Louisville. There's been a lot of talk about Louisville as a challenger, but
Louisville's ranked.
yeah,
They're actually ranked 15th. Louisville's at Notre Dame today, and they're ranked higher than Notre Dame.
it's going to be big.
Louisville and Notre Dame today.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
that at?
It's at Notre Dame. Carolina is 3-1 now, so they were undefeated.
Right.
They didn't.
And they're at Duke today.
Yeah, that's odd too because they don't play the late game anymore.
And Duke is 4-0, but they haven't played anybody.
Yeah, it's the worst time
Yeah.
to be catching Carolina
It
too.
is.
Yeah.
for
It
Duke.
is.
You know what
It
I mean?
is. Couldn't be worse.
Yeah, it's the worst time to be catching.
Just like Appalachian catching Clemson after the Georgia debacle.
Here's what I love about Mac. His quote that I remember out of his press conference was,
I'll
"I
resign.
considered
I
resigning."
considered resigning. Well, why didn't you consider it more fully?
That must have been at halftime.
Yeah. There's a lot of conjecture now that I think it's time for him.
They may talk him into retiring.
Yeah, retire.
They'll never force him out.
No.
Did you know that the week before, the game before, James Madison scored 70 on North Carolina?
They scored 5.
They scored 13 against Gardner-Webb. They beat Gardner-Webb 13-6.
So obviously, Gardner-Webb's not going to Chapel Hill this year, right? Because what you're telling me is that they'd be favored if you just went basically
by
on those
scores.
two results. That they would be favored in that game, which, like I said, Carolina's not going to play that bad again. I wouldn't think they didn't play near as bad the second half.
No.
But when you're already down 35 or whatever it was, whatever the number was,
It was 53-21 at halftime.
so 32. Did I do that right?
Yeah.
32-point lead at the half
At the half.
on the road.
In the 50s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
really?
there was it looks like there was a blocked punt recovered for a touchdown. But all the other scores were
Offense.
well, no, there was also an interception return.
Yeah. Yep.
But still, James Madison's quarterback had 388 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Mm.
And he also ran for 99 yards and 2 touchdowns.
So he accounted for 7.
Mm.
Yeah.
7.
Out of Whitsett, North Carolina?
Yeah.
Where is that?
I played softball there before. Eastern part.
So what school would that be?
Yeah. Oh, Lord. I don't know where. Is that Johnston County? What county is
No, I
Whitsett
can't figure
in?
out what county that's in.
I have
Well,
been
that
to
would be
Whitsett.
Farmville Central.
It was one of
somewhere
the.
in
I don't
there,
think
no.
so.
Guilford. Says it's Guilford.
Is it one of the?
Maybe.
Well, they got about 18
Directional
directional
schools.
schools
Yeah.
he could have went to. I remember it being one of the hottest places. Of course, all you got to do in North Carolina or South Carolina is travel east, and it's going to be one of the hottest, muggiest places
Yeah, muggy.
that you've ever been. That's for sure. Still, is this the kind of game Miami had to survive? You know, you got to be lucky. You're not going to just win them always. Just like, you know, let's take Georgia for instance right now. And
He's from Grimsley, that
Kentucky.
quarterback.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
You got to find a way. You got to get lucky once or twice in order to, you know,
yeah, you do.
win a championship, whether it's conference, and then get the playoffs. Even when you get into playoffs, a lot of times you got to win one. We'll see more of that now. In the NFL, you always seem to win one that you probably shouldn't have to win the Super Bowl. And I just wonder now if that was Miami's, wake up call, so to speak, that they were able to get by Virginia Tech last night in that big conference game. What's Virginia Tech's record?
Not real good.
They've lost 2. They lost to Vandy to open this season.
Yeah, they did in overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And a lot of people were picking them to.
They're 2-3.
And who is their head coach?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
They also lost to Rutgers.
Yeah.
Rutgers not a bad football team.
No,
We're learning.
No, they're pretty good.
Right now.
They could be a factor in the Big Ten.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's the problem. They play in a conference where it's not going to allow them to get into playoffs.
All right.
I don't think.
Well, maybe.
I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 games in there that they're just so out-athleted they can't win. Maybe not. I don't know. But it just seems like that there are. Which conference is it? Are they in the Big
10?
10?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be. I don't know how many of those they play.
Yeah, I was trying to get to their
Yeah, you might
schedule
want-
here.
I don't know. If you play Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State,
They play Nebraska,
Even Iowa.
Wisconsin,
Nebraska's good. Wisconsin's good.
UCLA, USC, Minnesota, Maryland, Illinois, Michigan State. They don't play. It's not real tough.
No.
Michigan State plays Michigan today, or did I see it? Or Ohio State? Michigan State plays Ohio State today.
Yeah, this is the
think
first
we'll-
real team
So they don't.
that Ohio State has played this year. They played Patsy's in their first 3 games.
Patsies.
Rutgers doesn't play Ohio
Beyond
State,
Patsy's.
Michigan, Penn State, or Oregon.
Wow.
I mean, that's the
a
best 4
favorable-
teams in the conference. They don't play any of
Say
them.
it one more time.
Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, and Penn State.
So they avoid all them
All
this year.
those,
This
yeah.
is their year to make
This
it. Then.
is their year to make it.
And I don't even think at
Their
this
next
point,
game is at Nebraska. Sorry, that's next week.
if they get to the championship game, then in the Big Ten,
Well, they do play at Southern Cal, so they might be.
yeah, but
Oh,
that's
they're-
one of those teams that they could beat.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get to the championship game and get beat by 30 points by Ohio State,
Mm-hmm.
would they get in?
I doubt it.
I guess it depends on what their record is. If they were undefeated going into
Oh
the
yeah, if
championship
they were 12 and
game,
0,
I'm going to guess
they'd
they
probably
might
still
get
get in, but I don't.
Yeah, there are going to be a few of those. Somebody's going to sneak in that we really don't expect to get in at some point. Time for our first time out. We appreciate you tuning in this morning. We hope most people are able to pick it up. Text a friend. Let them know how to get us if you think they're not listening. I have not heard one thing from Hooks this morning, Mike Painter. So check on that man and see if he's able to
I got one person watching on Facebook.
Pick us up.
Selena Reesekeeper.
How about that?
Is watching you.
Let's see. I'm
Yeah,
trying
probably
to.
a lot of people without internet.
Yeah, there are a lot of people can't get us.
Yeah.
Not because of us.
Internet.
Because of their own situation.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I don't have internet at home, and my phone doesn't work real well in my
Without
house.
it, nah. They just don't. They just don't.
I'm hoping I can get it good enough at 3:30 to watch Notre Dame.
There's too clogged
Peacock.
up with signals to
Don't forget another huge one today.
Well, we're going to get into those,
Gonna
but
get
go
into
ahead.
those.
If you can't wait.
No, I'll wait. The suspense. We can keep it.
I think everybody knows who it is.
That's I know who it is. He's talking about Georgia, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, right?
Tuscaloosa. Kirby Smart 1-7 versus Alabama.
Yeah, but also versus Nick Saban.
Nick Saban.
And this is a new.
Yep.
You know, I don't know if I had to bet $100 on that game. I don't know. I don't know which way I'd go.
I'm taking
right
Georgia.
Now. Are you?
Yeah.
On the road?
Yeah. That doesn't matter.
The road doesn't matter.
Not really.
Yeah. Who do you find out more about in that game, Georgia or Alabama? Who was Alabama beat to begin the season? I mean, I don't know.
They did go up to Camp Randall and
they put a whipping on
They put a
Wisconsin.
whipping on Wisconsin.
Yeah, they also.
I wasn't saying that as a crack on them. Because I don't know who they beat.
And they had a pretty close game with South. Was it South Florida?
South Florida gave them a little bit of a trouble.
Which I think they were behind in the fourth quarter, but they ended up winning by pretty comfortable. But yeah, I don't know. They were both off last week.
Mm-hmm.
Both off last week.
Yeah.
I have got my lyrics ready here.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and go. Make sure I've got everything I need right here. All right, here we go before our first time out. Slipped through the window by the back door. Back in a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Dr. John Klunger III and Dr. Aaron Hebner's mission is to earn their patients' respect and trust through the commitment and positivity, and offer the dental solutions in a professional environment to improve oral and overall health. The practice will be accepting new patients. Just call 704-735-0765 to schedule an immediate appointment. We can provide services like extractions, crowns, bridges, fillings, night guards, cleanings, and deep cleanings, sleep apnea appliances, partials, and dentures. We can also advise determine a treatment plan for dental implants. Dr. John Klunger III and Dr. Aaron Hebner, 904 Doncha Drive, Lincolnton. Call 704-735-0765 to schedule your appointment and experience the dental profession in a warm and no-pressure environment. I'm telling you, the apple didn't fall far.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, Saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
It's time to get ready for spring. Time to head to Full Throttle Power Sports and 95 Trailers. Test drive an ATV or side-by-side today. Full Throttle Power Sports carries CF Moto, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and Slingshot. And check out their trailers with brand names like SureTrack, Iron Bull, and Triton. Stop by or give them a call at 704-833-1270. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. They deal in fun.
Hi, folks. This is Will Poteet, president and co-owner of RE/MAX Crossroads. The real estate market is ever-changing, but it's not too late to sell your home for a great price. If you're thinking about selling your home, give us a call at 704-736-1717 to speak with one of our expert agents. We would love the opportunity to earn your business.
This is Creighton Kell with Kell Insurance. We have been helping people for over 25 years with all their Medicare needs. We represent the same national and local companies as the insurance agencies you see on TV. And you know what? We can sit down with you one-on-one and help you find the right plan just for you.
Kell Insurance is located beside the Cultural Center and behind Gillum Realty in downtown Lincolnton. 107 North Cedar Street. Call 704-732-4646 and follow them on Facebook. Kell Insurance.
Welcome back. I thought I had our first guest this morning. Not guest, but guess this morning for the lyrics. But it's Ned saying, only heard window by the back door. Please say entire clue again. Okay, you ready? Entire clue again. That help, Ned? Just had to. Let's see. I got to find it here again. Let's get to the right place. This one was suggested by someone other than me to throw this one out there.
Ooh.
So I said, my thoughts were, they're not going to get it. And then the answer was, well, if Brett's any kind of fan at all, he'll get that one.
Of this artist, you're saying?
Mm-hmm. From a group doing a solo. And doing a lot of solo now. Here you go, Ned. Slipped through the window by the back door. Caught short in transit with my love. Jumped up, fell back, cut off from romance. How could I fall without a shove? I don't, kind of strange lyrics, but
Yeah, how
you
could
know.
I fall without a shove?
Not that strange of a guy. He might have been thought of at one time, but, you know.
At one time?
No stranger than any guy.
Classic rock star.
Yeah, any guy that was a member of one of the biggest bands of all time. So, so I'm throwing some hints out there. ain't I?
Throwing hints out.
You're making
Give
it
us
sound
some-
like it's Paul McCartney.
I know.
I'm
was
sorry,
my
I made
first
a mistake then.
That was my first impression of Paul McCartney, but that's not right.
And I don't even know what you meant by from a group
Oh,
to a solo. Is this song the group or the solo?
So I said it's from a famous group, but doing a solo.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
doing a solo. Maybe I didn't word it exactly like that, but yeah, he's from a famous group. But
Don Henley.
he is doing a lot of solo stuff now. A lot of solo stuff now. Mike Powell? No.
No. I was trying to think of the Eagles. But.
Let's see.
Well.
Let's see. Mike Painter says Hooks is still having his issues with the internet and phone. I sent him the STG link, and he said that link isn't opening either on his phone. I don't know the answer to what he has to do to his phone to get that. It may be like my phone was. Could he possibly have to delete cookies, Lanny, to get that one? But
If he's at home and his phone's hooked up to the internet, which it could be hooked up to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
If there's no internet, it won't try to go out on his phone. It needs to cut his
Right,
Wi-Fi.
right. So you might want to tell him that, Mike Painter, cut the
Cut your Wi-Fi
cut the Wi-Fi off
off.
on his That might be causing the issue. I tell you, we take so many things for granted that we're never going to be without them, and when you're without them,
You're just lost.
it's major.
No.
It's major. I
You're
mean,
disoriented.
it really not major when you consider the world situation.
No.
But to Americans,
it's major.
it's major. It's just like, oh, we can't do without that. Well, why not? We did 50 years ago. Not even 50 years ago. 30 years ago. We didn't do. And just 10 years ago, it was a lot different than it is now.
Let me ask you for another thing. Was this super group American or British?
Yes.
American?
No.
No,
You said is they American or British? They are.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you meant British then.
No, I didn't mean either one, but they are British. I'll just tell you that. But yeah, that's funny. That's like saying, are they black or white? Of course.
Of course.
Most likely. Trying to find the real quick here. Let's go through some of the college football today. I'll tell you what we'll do. How much high school football you think was played last night?
Nothing I cared about.
No. And there weren't that many. Lincoln and Newton Conover need to get on the ball. If you go to look at Max Preps, they played last night. But we all know they didn't.
Yeah.
It's missing the score. Let's get that thing changed
Well,
to Monday.
it still shows that West Lincoln and Maiden is today at 1.
Yeah, it does.
So.
They didn't. I know what the problem was. There was no school yesterday, so they didn't sit down.
If you're looking for a game to go to, don't go to Max Preps and look at the schedule.
No.
Yeah, it's true.
Are East Lincoln and
today.
Statesville playing today?
I think
it's
so.
got today at 2 on the.
Yeah,
on
unless
the
it's been
schedule.
changed again. It is today.
Boy, what do you think about that one? I know what I picked, but I think
Mustangs by 2 touchdowns.
I think everybody picked East Lincoln in our little.
But now we don't know. I mean, you go over there and it's a soggy field.
It
might play a factor.
Greyhound Holler.
You're not playing on Friday night. I mean, there's just a lot of different things that are, some schools don't play well when they don't play on a school day.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying East Lincoln's one of them because I don't
might
even know
be.
the results when they play on a non-school day.
But it could be.
But I would
It's
figure
a
that
totally
might be the opponent.
It's a totally different scenario, yeah. But in the afternoon on a Saturday, everything's been disrupted as far as your regular schedule.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep. They're not the only ones guilty because as I go through here, you wouldn't believe how many games are still listed as last night. But there's no score on Max Preps this morning, like South Lake and Trinity Christian schools, like East Surrey and West Wilkes. I'm guessing that one got changed, but they didn't get the update. How about Rayburn Gap beating Charlotte Christian 2-0 in a forfeited final? Don't understand how that works or why they do that or anything. I guess they can't make the trip. That's a long way.
Yeah.
That's a long way. So when would Charlotte Christian, I guess, have the opportunity to go? Which state we realized that was in last week? Georgia?
Yeah.
Rayburn Gap's in the edge of Georgia. Wilkes Central, North Wilkes. Nothing listed as a score last night. South Meck and Berry. Nothing. I can't imagine anybody got a chance to play in Mecklenburg County. But here you go. Here's a private school matchup last night. Faith Christian over Halifax Academy, 42-14. Greensboro Page over Ragsdale, 30-6. So Page, obviously in Greensboro, Ragsdale, right there in the vicinity, were not washed out. They did get to play their game last night. No score from Western Guilford and Southwest Guilford. No score from Andrews at home against Southside Christian. No score, as we said, Lincoln Newton Conover, but we do know that one now is Monday at 6:30. West Columbus and the Sand Hills Titans. No score reported as well.
Bunch of games today, right?
I would guess. I go back and look.
Well, not a bunch. There's some.
I go back and look. Most of them are going to be Monday.
Yeah.
I go back and look. Fairmount Northside, another forfeit, but this one's 1-0. How's one of them 1-0 and one is 2-0? I thought the final score of football was supposed to be 4-0 because in softball it's 7, in baseball, in high school it would be 7, 1 per inning, and in football I thought it'd be 1 per quarter, and the same with basketball. So they should be 4-0, I thought, but then again, I don't know why it really matters, unless that 2 points is going to help you in RPI rating down the road. Could you see a scenario where you don't get the extra 2 points you should have got on a forfeit and it cost you a seed, and it was you had the 16 but you dropped to the 17? And the reason I put it there is you know what happens there. You miss out on a home game. East Forsyth, Brett. That's our powerhouse right there. 55-0 over Davie County. Davie County is no slouch. This was on the 26th, which was Thursday, right? Have I got my dates right?
Yeah. It was kind of surprised anybody played on Thursday.
Yeah, it was. It rained quite a bit on Thursday. I guess maybe people thought if we don't play Thursday, Friday's going to be worse, and we don't want to play on Saturday or Monday. That's about.
How about the teams that played on Wednesday? Really jumping the gun.
Yeah. But the games I saw that were played on Wednesday, Mike. No offense to anyone.
I know they were blowouts to begin with.
Yeah. If it would have been Shelby playing Kings Mountain or Crest or Burns, you think they would have played that game on Wednesday? No. I kind of doubt it.
That was even. That's really just light workout for Shelby against Thomas.
Back-to-back 70-0 wins. Yeah.
One good thing about realignment I'm looking forward to, guys, I don't have to watch these mismatches between Shelby and some of these 1A schools, and Burns too.
But you're going to have to watch them. There's still going to be some.
You think so?
I mean, you don't have to go and watch. Of course there's going to be some. Yeah.
But not in a conference deal, will it?
You think? Yes. When Reidsville plays anybody in their conference, you telling me it can't be?
No, I'm talking about just the 1A schools in my area.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, when Reidsville plays anybody in their conference, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it will be, but it has the potential to be. Anytime Reidsville and Shelby step out on the field, and many more. There's a lot of schools right now that just expect to go out there and win. I mean, for lack of a better way of saying it, Shelby knew that wasn't going to affect the outcome of that game playing on Wednesday.
No.
So it was easy for them. Now they get 10 days off or whatever it is.
Nice little scheduling
before they have to play again. Or in a kid's mind before they get
to play again. All they really are looking, they just have Burns. They're just looking for Burns.
Yeah, they don't even have a challenge until the last game of the season.
It'll be between them and Burns probably for the conference.
Yep. And hopefully you're right, Mike. I mean, some of that will
even East Gaston. They were good last year, but now they're not.
What's the biggest school in that conference, would you say, student-wise, in the charitable?
Burns.
How many do they have?
900?
Is it bigger than East Gaston, you think?
I figure Burns, Shelby's probably third.
So what do you think East Gaston has? What do you think East Gaston has? Why did you throw them in there? Because they're in the conference.
Yeah.
East Gaston used to be 4A.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought they might still be bigger than Shelby.
Thinking
and
maybe
Burns.
900.
Burns has always been close to like
Well, yeah, they've
where
been 3A.
Shelby is, but they've just been a little more, which kept them 3A. Probably 75 more students than Shelby.
Even
maybe.
Shelby was 3A at one time.
Yeah, but
I'd say that probably Burns Reese Gaston has the highest student body, but I'm not sure.
okay, let's just say Burns. I don't know what they got. Let's say they got 900.
Yeah, that's about right.
What? It's the smallest school in that, and how many do they have?
Well, I know the Cherville has around 530.
And they're not the smallest.
I don't think they.
I don't have any idea what Highland Tech has.
I
But
would
it's
guess
got to be
Highland
less
or
than Cherville.
Isn't Thomas Jefferson
Yeah,
in there
Thomas
too?
Jefferson.
They're in there
too.
too.
Yeah,
Are they smaller than?
I don't know. I don't know. But 900 shouldn't be playing 500.
No.
And if you're less than 500, you really shouldn't be playing.
And Thomas Jefferson might be less.
Yeah.
Well, isn't Shelby going to be 3A or 4A?
4A.
Will Cherville and Bessemer be 1A or will they be 2A?
Probably 2.
Probably 2.
Well, if Shelby's 4, then they're 2. They won't be in the same conference, right?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're putting but 2 classifications together, but I don't know if we know the answer to that
Yeah,
yet.
hopefully there won't be.
They're only going to put
2A,
2
3A,
classifications
and 4A.
together, but what they're not telling you is one will be 1A and one 5A.
Yeah.
No more than one class up or down. That's what we're hoping for. No more than one class up or down. Just like it is now.
Yeah.
But there'll be more classes. Washington defeated West Craven last night, 44-28. West Stokes over Moorhead, 24-6. I said last night. Of course, pardon me, it was Thursday night. It's hard to not say last night. Farmville Central over Aidan Grifton, 42-22. Southern Nash over Roanoke Rapids, 54-7. Clayton over Garner, 38-14. South Granville and Carrboro. Carrboro wins 7-6. Chatham Central falls to C4 27-0. Let's see any more that are finals here. Yes, Wallace Rose Hill a mere 82-0 over South Lenoir. Last night, and Wallace Rose Hill has a loss. I'm pretty sure. I think I remember early in the season we said that they had a loss. 82-0 over South Lenoir. Hertford County over Pasquotank. I got that backwards. Pasquotank wins 20-7 over Hertford County. West Johnston over Wayne, 48-14. Wilson Fike 24. South Johnston 0. Apex 33. Cary 22. Northern Nash over Bunn, 56-6. Richmond County and Pinecrest. Richmond's got this thing turned around. They got a number beside their name again now. They're ranked 20th in the state overall. 36-7 over Pinecrest on Thursday night. Northeastern beat Eden Holmes 41-0. Edenton Holmes, I should say. 41-0 in that. Cape Fear, Mike Powell will be happy. 38-0 over Purnell Sweat. I think they're undefeated, Mike.
They're undefeated.
Yeah.
Max Caddy's boys.
What's their nickname?
Noise.
The Cape Fear.
Oh.
Creeps.
Torturers, creeps. I don't know. First thing always comes to mind of these coastal schools is pirates, but every one of them can't be the pirates.
Or a fish image, maybe.
And they're not really coastal anyway, but they're at least on the river, right?
I'm trying to find them on that scoreboard so I can click on them and see what their name is, but now I can't.
Are you on Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. Cardinal Gibbons, 21-0 over Durham Hillside. First Flight over Manio, 14-2. 14-2. E.E. Smith falls to Overhills. Overhills 14-0. Southern Alamance 55. Cedar Ridge 0.
They're the Colts.
The Colts.
Hey, if you're
you can have Colts about anywhere, just not in the water.
They play 71st next week, so that's probably going to be their toughest game so far.
Yep, 71st has only lost one game, like in the past 2 years. Is that right?
Last year's state championship.
Yep.
To Hickory.
Weren't they undefeated coming into that?
I think.
Yeah, I do too. And didn't they get a big win already this year? Like one.
They beat Richmond.
Yeah, that's a big win. That's a big win.
Could that be a rematch this year?
Of course it could. Of course it could.
I really like Hickory's chances of getting back.
Yeah. I think their biggest – I think the team that you'll see that they have to get by is Dudley.
Dudley again.
You know, I don't know, but
Probably.
that's who took them to the limit last year. Wasn't it like a 7-point game and both of them were around 50?
Yeah, it was a wild one.
Yeah, in the rain.
In the
And
rain.
they were scoring 50.
Yeah.
Southern Alamance 55, Cedar Ridge nothing. If I gave these already, forgive me. J.H. Rose 20, South Central 15. Lejeune 66, Spring Creek 44. That's probably the high points game of the night right there. Northside Jacksonville falls to D.H. Conley. That's surprising, the spread, 42-7. Greenville Conley over Northside Jacksonville. Wilson Prep 50-0 over North Halifax. Southern Guilford, every time I see their logo, I want to say Southern Cal. And last night, Southern Cal was playing the Rams. But instead, it's Southeast Guilford against Northeast Guilford, 23-0 Northeast Guilford. North Lenore over Southwest Onslow, 20-15. Nash Central 42-0 over Franklinton. East Carteret over Wake Prep, 28-14. Vance County and Lewisburg, 38-33 Vance County. Southeast Raleigh 15, Fuquay 6, Rosewood 20, and Southside 7. A few more here below the line. Actually, there's a lot of games played on Thursday. A lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that might be
a whole
more than
eastern half
Monday.
of the state.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Southwest Escom 32-22 over Green Central. Burlington Williams 47, Orange County 23. Harnett Central 42-0 over Westover. Grimsley. Now Grimsley's 4A, right, Brett? Mm-hmm. So they can't play Hickory.
Yeah.
Grimsley 47-7 over Northwest Guilford. Millbrook 16-7 over Jordan. Eastern Guilford over High Point Central 60-0. West Forsyth squeaking by Parkland last night. 22-19. Those schools have to be close together, don't they? West Forsyth and Parkland, I would think, real close to each other. Havelock. Who do you think Havelock beat last night without looking? You probably already
I
looked.
already saw it.
Tarboro. Bad. Havelock 47-23 over Tarboro. CB Aycock over Wake County, 28-7. Currituck defeats Camden County, 21-20. Triton falls to Terry Sanford, 29-0 Terry Sanford in that one. Jacksonville beats New Bern, 34-24. Cleveland over South Garner, 49-24. Low scoring here, Northern Guilford 6, Southeast Guilford nothing. Kinston all over East Duplin, 52-22. Seems like Kinston is either really good or really bad. There's not a lot of in between for them. And I'm just guessing, if they beat East Duplin that bad, they're pretty good, right? Because 2 years ago we saw East Duplin in the state championship, and they won it.
They did. They
over
beat
Reidsville.
Reidsville.
Yeah. Scotland County rolls over Southern Lee, 38-17. Beargrass Charter, 46. Columbia, 20. Jacksonville and New Bern. Jacksonville wins 34. That's a big win. Jacksonville beating New Bern 34-24. At least I think it is. JF Webb over SSEAS.
I was just looking at that.
Actually, they won.
I was thinking, are they doing southeast?
I hope not. I hope it's.
That'd have to be a Guilford if they did.
Maybe it's South Seas.
It's Southern School of Energy and Sustainability.
Wow.
In
Can't get all that on a jersey.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
The Spartans.
Sustainability. I've never heard. That's my first for a school.
That sounds like an environmental school.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Like
protect the planet.
Yeah, protect the planet. Ecology.
They're 5-1.
5-1. You know why? They're outsmarting.
Yeah,
that's right.
The rest of the competition, except for that one school. I'd like to see who that one school
Burlington
was.
Williams.
Burlington Williams outsmarted them. I got a friend that went to Burlington Williams, and he would tell you that's the smart school.
I was about to say something, but I
shouldn't.
Stop myself.
Pine Forest 61, West Harnett 14. Let's see, Smithfield Selma. I like that Smithfield barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Hunt over Smithfield Selma 42-13. 71st 53-0 over Grays Creek. 71st on a roll once again. North Forsyth over McMichael 59-0. Whiteville over Heidi Trask 54-0. Douglas Byrd falls to Southview. Southview 51-12. West Carteret 42. North Pitt 30. Pender falls to South Columbus. South Columbus 21-16 in that matchup, and that rounds out your Thursday night scoreboard. And like I said earlier, if I was to go on here and just look, well, I will do this right quick just to see if we missed anything that happened Wednesday besides Shelby. Shelby 70-0 over Thomas Jefferson. Charlotte Latin 45-14 over Covenant Day. It was North Meck defeating Harding 51-0. And this one, there is no doubt these people are glad they played on Wednesday. Well, they didn't. They don't have a score. Owen and Mitchell, some of the hardest hit areas by the flooding.
Right.
I have seen pictures of Black Mountain / Swannanoa up in that, and it was not good. That's where I told you they had the people on the roof.
Yeah, there's going to be schools that might not get to play another home game.
Well, you remember what happened a couple years ago at Pisgah?
Yeah.
It was a long time before they got the field back where they could play at home.
A friend of mine, you remember him, Sabian Warren, lives up in Marion. He had a lot of damage. Boat was smashed, some other stuff, flooding. I guess we won't be going fishing for a while.
I can't imagine. I mean, who didn't get?
Who didn't get hit?
How about this one? Now, was this held over from last week? It wasn't a rainy week last week at the coast, was it?
A Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday night, Wilmington Hoggard beat North Brunswick 41-7.
Yeah, I don't know why they.
Well, the hurricane didn't even affect that.
Why they played on
that
Tuesday.
area? Yeah, it makes me wonder if there was a reason they had to postpone it the week before. It maybe not even weather related. Maybe not even weather related because it's not always weather.
Yeah, and it says, looking at Hoggard's schedule, it says they're playing today. So they had a game scheduled for this week. So, yeah, that must have been from the week before.
So they're playing today. Who are they playing that they're playing today in the East? I mean, it's...
Yeah, well, they're at home against Laney, so I don't know why.
So 2 Wilmington schools.
Why they did that?
Playing.
Maybe they moved it back a day because they had to play on a Tuesday. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you think about it, it could really be basically any reason. We told you we went through the today's schedule. Although today's schedule is updated, a lot of changes, right? I'm going to see what here you might be interested in. That is Monday. Concord at Central Cabarrus is to be played on Monday. Huff at Chambers also on Monday. That one says 6 o'clock. J.M. Robinson at Carson Monday at 6. Elkin at North Stokes Monday at 6. Garinger at East Meck. A battle of winless teams. At 6 o'clock at East Meck on Monday. North Johnson at Lakewood, 6 o'clock on Monday. Community School of Davidson at Mountain Island Charter as well, 6 o'clock Monday. Albemarle Lake Norman Charter, ditto. Salisbury at home against West Davidson is going to be 6 o'clock Monday. Marvin Ridge Sun Valley, East Rutherford at Chase, East Wilkes at South Stokes, Carver at Bishop McGinnis, West Cabarrus at Cox Mill. Used to be when you didn't play on a Friday, you'd play at 7 o'clock. Now some of these are 6 and 6:30.
Yeah, it's all
moving up even earlier.
6:30.
I got no problem with it.
No.
But it is a school night.
Let's see, now we're going 6:30 for Lincoln and Newton Cotter, correct? Yeah.
As far as I know. I just hope they didn't play last night. We missed it, right?
Big one for me Monday got to be North Lincoln at Hickory, 2 4-0s.
Well, Mike, you jumped the gun. I've still got a lot of places to go.
Okay,
here. That's good. I'm glad you brought it up.
It's too bad they can't do a doubleheader at Lincoln and play. So they start Lincoln's at 5 and North and Hickory play right after.
Yeah, it'd be an awesome doubleheader.
Yeah, that'd be fun. If you could talk somebody.
Of course, we know that Hickory shouldn't have a field problem because they have turf.
Right.
Yeah. Well, play them both at Hickory then.
Yeah. Just play them at the same place.
Yeah.
At different times would even help. Mm-hmm. If they just weren't scheduled at the same time, you could see both, Brett. If that's what your goal is.
Yeah.
West Cabarrus at Cox Mill, might already said that one. East Wilkes at South Stokes. West Side at Weddington. Hey, both undefeated. Who is this West Side?
I don't know.
Who is this West Side that we speak of?
Where are
Is
they
that
from?
I'm thinking South Carolina.
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah,
I looked at it.
They're out of
already.
Anderson. Yeah, just
Are they?
checked it out. Mhm.
Okay. Pretty good ride to come for a high school game.
Uh-huh.
West Cabarrus, Cox Mill, North Stanley at Forest Hills, North Lincoln at Hickory. That is a good one for our area. 2 4-0s.
Now, my question on this one, as I put in the paper, a lot of teams have never seen option offense, triple option. I mean, it's not an easy thing to prepare for in practice. I just wonder if North Lincoln will have more success offensively against Hickory than East Lincoln did with its spread attack. I don't know. I'm trying to see.
I don't see how we could, I don't know.
They played each other twice last year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the same.
Yeah.
See what the scores were last
A lot
year.
of the same
people.
guys.
Same guys.
See what the scores were last year.
North
I forgot
Lincoln-
they played twice.
Yeah.
I think the second game was 1 touchdown closer, but I don't know that.
And I'm not so sure.
The regular season game last year, Hickory 43-14,
Yep.
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 and then the playoff game was 48-28.
Yeah, a little bit closer.
So
A bit closer.
Oh, what is it? That might be the same. You might have said the same spread.
but wasn't no one was
40-something to 14.
so 4 touchdowns and then 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
Well, I got to believe Hickory's going to get in the 40s. I just don't know.
But wasn't North Lincoln without Wingate in the playoff game, and it was all
be.
AG doing all the running?
You're right. That's
So this time they'll
Wingate
have
didn't play.
huh?
Wingate did not
I
play.
believe he did, or he played sparingly. That's right.
I don't think he's.
Remember,
I think AG
AG
started at fullback.
Yeah, AG's coming out party was their first playoff game, wasn't it? Last year against
It might have been.
Rockingham
So
County.
this time they'll have them both.
Yeah.
both healthy.
They'll have them both healthy.
I wonder about the.
We've got to come up with a nickname for those two.
I wonder how
Fire
healthy
and Ice.
North Lincoln's defense is.
That's the problem. If you don't have, who is it? Who's the tackling
Bassani.
machine? Bassani. I mean, he's so key to them. I mean, I know he was out last week in their last game, but yeah, they need him against this Hickory team.
And Hickory's just balanced. I mean, they can beat you
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
on the ground, or they can air it out.
Much I'd like to see this be a very close competitive game and North Lincoln even have a chance winning here. Are we just trying to talk ourselves into it?
Into it being a big game.
Yeah, I just don't.
think
I
we are.
mean, I think Hickory will score every time they have the ball.
Yeah.
North Lincoln,
You got to force a
for
turnover.
some reason,
or
their
something,
defense
but-
hasn't been as good
No.
as it usually is.
No,
No.
they're not.
They're not as good.
And maybe they
defensively.
score an extra touchdown, 1 or 2 more than East Lincoln did. But, so what is it? Something to 21 or something to 28? And
That's
who knows
what
where that number will be,
That's what I'm thinking.
But
I think I picked 42-28 in the pick.
The only thing is,
seems a little close. But
will-
maybe not.
Will North Lincoln
yeah.
be able to occupy the ball and keep it away from that Hickory offense a little bit more than East Lincoln could?
If they don't, their defense is going to get tired quick.
Oh, yeah.
It may not be about scoring. It might be about wearing out the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And is Bassani back? Not supposed to be. But now it's moved to Monday. It makes me wonder a few extra days.
A few extra days
Yeah,
might
a
be
few
the
extra
difference
days.
on that.
Cherryville is East Gaston
Yep.
on Monday night. That one says 7 o'clock, Mike Powell.
Okay.
West Charlotte, West Meck, 7 o'clock. Ashley at West Brunswick at 7 o'clock. And as we said, a big one around here, North Lincoln 4-0 at Hickory, 4-0. Hickory ranked number 14, excuse me. I thought that was a little high. 14 in the state of North Carolina.
Oh, I think they're better than
I do
that.
too.
Yeah,
I
better
do
than
too.
that.
That's just because they're 3A,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I think they're
Reason.
better than that.
Yep. I'd like to see, if you got the standings, see who 13 is in that poll.
After watching
Hickory used to be 4A.
after watching East Lincoln's Hickory's offensive line against East, boy, that's a big offensive line for Hickory.
Yeah, this is going to take me a minute to get here.
Ned sends me a big message about Maiden moving their game, and also something to do with their we'd already heard that information. Thank you, sir. He also says on the Hoggard Tuesday game prior to this hurricane, maybe September 5th or through the 8th, the North Carolina, South Carolina coast had a major rain event just sitting there that caused flooding, etc. So that explains that then. Mike Painter says, I don't think that North had Agee in the first game and Wingate was out in the second game.
Okay.
So Hickory hasn't played against both at the same time.
Yeah, well, that's why they play the games.
Yep.
Let's see.
Here's those rankings.
Okay.
And numbers, I think it looks like number 12 through number 16 are all 3A.
And ahead of Hickory. One of them is.
Two of them are. Hickory's 14.
Okay.
13 is Dudley. And 12 is Mount Tabor. Isn't Mount Tabor a 3A? Or are they 4A?
Well,
now?
that's a good question.
4A.
That's a good question.
I have to see who beat them.
I think they are one of those schools that's been bouncing back and forth. So we don't know what they'll be next time. But
we know how good Dudley was last year. They took Hickory to the limit.
Mount Tabor's 4A because Butler knocked them out last year.
Okay. Probably their final year of 4A with the new realignment.
So, Dudley's ahead of Hickory.
Mike Painter says the Cal Preps score prediction, I guess that's California Preps that gets all this stuff out. You guys want to take a guess? What do you think? Let me hear your guess at what the California. This is all by numbers and done by
computers,
and that's it.
On the North Lincoln.
Yeah. North Lincoln Hickory.
I'm saying 48-27.
Okay.
I'll just say Hickory by 17.
Okay. Well, I'll say the Cal Preps prediction is Hickory 42, North Lincoln 31, an 11-point spread.
Okay.
In that game, you got about $100. You going with 11-point spread, or you going? Are you going? Who you going to cover? You going to go with North Lincoln?
I say Hickory covers.
Yeah. Lanny says Hickory will cover the points. The 11-point spread.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to go out on that.
If you put it at 14, for me, it'd make it harder. Mm-hmm. It'd make it harder for me to choose. But I think I would too. We got to take a timeout. And my lyrics.
Nobody got them.
I told the person that gave me these lyrics.
I bet it was Selena, right?
That it would never be guessed.
Yes.
They would never be gotten.
I'm so curious to know who the artist is. It was with a super group and has recorded a lot of.
Yeah, well, that's how. Once you.
Are you saying I shouldn't have gave the hint?
Once you gave the hint, yeah, I'm just trying to think of who.
Well, I was trying to help
the
you.
solo artist is, and that.
I was trying to help you.
It's not Paul McCartney. No, it's not.
Well, give me the lead singer for a couple of the most historic bands. I'll just tell you that much. Just give
Robert Plant for Led Zeppelin.
Bingo. Didn't take long.
Hey, it didn't take me long.
It didn't take long.
You said, you know why I didn't think it was him? Because you said he's not that weird.
You think he's weird? Maybe that's a matter of opinion.
I think he's a lot weirder than Paul McCartney.
Do you think Mick Jagger's weird?
No, really.
Not
I don't
really.
either. I don't either.
Not really.
I just don't.
I'm in the mood. I mean, it's got to be that, right?
Let me get back to where I'm supposed to be here.
Well, I know he recorded an album with the Bluegrass.
Was I'm in the mood solo? I thought always said Led Zeppelin whenever I saw I'm in the mood.
No, I think that's just Robert Plant.
That's just him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slipped through the window by the back door, caught short in transit with my love, jumped up, fell back, cut off from romance. How could I fall without a shove? Let's see if it's got a chorus that mentions the title. No, titles, you know how his songs are.
Yeah.
Title's not even mentioned.
Not even mentioned.
In a lot of them, right? The name of the song is, tell me if you've heard it, Burning Down One Side.
I can't say
Nah.
I've heard that song.
There you go. There you go. Do not know the song. I'll have to see if I can come up with another one before the end of the show.
Who was the bluegrass star that he recorded an album
Alison
with?
Krauss. Move on.
Krauss.
Got to take a time out. Oh, we got to have lyrics. Go, Mike.
Okay, hold on a minute.
Hold on a minute. Go,
Yeah,
Brett.
I got it.
Yeah, I got mine. Who's going?
Just got home from Illinois. Locked the front door. Oh boy.
That's a good one. That's about the. If Lanny got it,
If Lanny got it.
it's a piece of cake. Back in a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Dr. John Klunger III and Dr. Aaron Hebner's mission is to earn their patients' respect and trust through the commitment and positivity, and offer the dental solutions in a professional environment to improve oral and overall health. The practice will be accepting new patients. Just call 704-735-0765 to schedule an immediate appointment. We can provide services like extractions, crowns, bridges, fillings, night guards, cleanings, and deep cleanings, sleep apnea appliances, partials, and dentures. We can also advise determine a treatment plan for dental implants. Dr. John Klunger III and Dr. Aaron Hebner, 904 Donta Drive, Lincoln. Call 704-735-0765 to schedule your appointment and experience the dental profession in a warm and no-pressure environment. I'm telling you, the apple didn't fall far.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
It's time to get ready for spring. Time to head to Full Throttle Power Sports and 95 Trailers. Test drive an ATV or side-by-side today. Full Throttle Power Sports carry CF Moto, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and Slingshot. And check out their trailers with brand names like SureTrack, Iron Bull, and Triton. Stop by or give them a call at 704-833-1270. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. They deal in fun.
Hi, folks. This is Will Poteet, president and co-owner of RE/MAX Crossroads. The real estate market is ever-changing, but it's not too late to sell your home for a great price. If you're thinking about selling your home, give us a call at 704-736-1717 to speak with one of our expert agents. We would love the opportunity to earn your business.
This is Creighton Kell with Kell Insurance. We have been helping people for over 25 years with all their Medicare needs. We represent the same national and local companies as the insurance agencies you see on TV. And you know what? We can sit down with you one-on-one and help you find the right plan just for you.
Kell Insurance is located beside the Cultural Center and behind Gillum Realty in downtown Lincoln. 107 North Cedar Street. Call 704-732-4646 and follow them on Facebook. Kell Insurance.
Yeah.
Good hot coffee. Was I on?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first thing I did when I came in because I didn't have any coffee yesterday.
Didn't have coffee yesterday, Mike. I'm surprised you made it today.
I know. That's tough.
You know,
You get up in the morning and you have no way. You can't even go to the store.
all the conveniences that you're so used to, there's
I know,
not there
it's not
if
there.
you don't have power.
I know.
Um,
It's so critical. And that's sad, but it's true.
what could Mike have done to have had coffee yesterday? He could have had instant coffee and then built a fire to get some water hot.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I didn't have any instant coffee.
That's caveman days,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But I'm going to get some instant coffee.
I can't
for
believe
these
there was
occasions.
not a convenience store that was open that had coffee.
There wasn't.
Really? Were they
No.
all shut down?
No.
I'll just, we got some correct answers. Brett, give your lyrics again. We jumped all over that one
Yeah.
here in the studio.
Just got home from Illinois. Locked the front door. Oh boy.
Give me the next line, Mike.
I
Lanny?
can't.
Got to sit down, take a rest.
Oh, no. That's it.
CCR or John Fogerty? Which one is it?
CCR.
But he does it by himself now. Butch with Creedence Clearwater Revival, Looking Out My Back Door. Also Ned, Looking Out My Back Door, CCR. So getting some participation. Good to get back in sports, but I asked these guys a trivia question that I heard on something this week that Steely Dan, which you guys know is one of my favorite bands.
Oh, yeah.
Always been one of my favorite bands, and I don't know why, but I just really like their music. But they tried to recruit this front man of another group to come to them full time, and they didn't want to say no for an answer. It was pretty tough, but he always said no. He never did come.
Yeah.
And he played with a band that's very popular, sang for a band very popular, did a lot more work on his own.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say he's still doing that solo work because he left that band and went on his own, and they used you guys got any idea on that? I'll give just a couple minutes for people to try, and then I'll
That's a tough one.
yeah. Then it is because just by hearing the question, I didn't know it.
And
I
Steely
didn't
Dan, they're a different kind of group. They got a lot of other elements besides just rock and roll. I mean, you jazz.
Well, you know,
and
it was Walter Fagan and Donald
Donald
Fagan.
Donald Fagan and Walter.
Walter Becker. I have
Yeah,
my names
Becker.
backward. Anyway, they were always there.
Yeah.
Everybody else was just whoever.
Whoever.
I mean, you better be a good musician though, or they weren't going to ask you
Oh,
back.
yeah. They used a lot of great session
They were,
musicians.
They were perfectionists when it came. You know.
Oh, yeah. In the studio.
Yeah, or
absolutely.
some people might do 15 takes. They would do 30.
I don't know who that would be.
But yeah, it's I'd never heard it, but he does have a great voice.
Yeah.
I'll say that. As you would, make you understand it, Mike. Not a good voice,
But a great voice.
a great voice.
Not a good voice like Trox, but a great voice.
Oh, so you
Not
got
Steve Winwood, isn't?
no.
First name that came to mind.
That is
good
a great
guess.
voice. That's a good guess.
Good
too.
guess.
That's a good guess.
Yes.
I would say that the band that this guy played with was more popular at least in our time, my time, than the bands that Steve Winwood played.
So, but your time.
It wasn't it wasn't like a Beatles or a Led Zeppelin or a Rolling Stones, but it was, next level.
Mm-hmm.
Next level. And still, the band itself, without him, is still touring. So, they really wanted him bad, and he just, they didn't want to take no for an answer, but
Journey.
that's all they got. That's all they got.
Nah, I couldn't see that. That just wouldn't be a
Steve
good
Perry
fit.
just wouldn't fit
Steve
in.
Perry wouldn't fit in. Well, he's got a great voice, though. I was just trying to think.
Oh, man, I was almost to sing a line for you of the song. That wouldn't have been good. You'd have got it real quick. In my Steve Perry voice, which I don't even have one. Who does have a Steve Perry voice, right?
Yeah, that's pretty unique.
It is very very unique, just like you said. College football today, of course, we talked about the big game. The biggest game of the day is Alabama at home to take on Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Those have been good games. But you said, tell me Kirby's record.
1-7.
1-7 against Bama. But
against
we also,
Saban.
we have to might connect microphone to mouth.
Yeah, against Saban,
There you
he's
go.
1-7.
Yep. But no Saban, and
Nope.
as much as whether you want it to make a difference, you don't. It makes a difference him not being there. I mean, that's.
It says 68 degrees at kickoff in Tuscaloosa.
That's cool.
Seems kind of low.
What in the world?
Let me get down there.
It says 68 degrees and light rain.
Dang.
Let's see. What did I got thanked for something here? I said thanks, and it came back, you're welcome. I don't even remember that. That's last week. Somebody's answering something I said last week, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Other than what? Go ahead and tell me now. Brett's already said he's taking Georgia. Didn't you, Brett? Didn't you tell me you're taking Georgia on the road?
Yeah.
To win that game.
Well, I don't think Georgia's as good as they were last year. They don't have Brock Bowers, a couple of superstars.
Is Alabama as good as they were last year?
That's a good question.
I don't even know. I mean, they were down a little bit, weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know what you consider what it takes to
Quarterback
be.
is back.
I don't know what it takes to be down if you're Alabama.
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I'm going to go Georgia. I mean,
Okay, I'll go Alabama.
Okay.
Just to buck the trend, and also they are the home team.
They are the home team.
And if it plays in at all, then I saw a little bit of Alabama play against Wisconsin, but what was the other game on last Saturday that was at the same time, or whatever Saturday that was? There was two really good games on the same time, and I was watching most of the other one. But Georgia's been kind of,
Yeah.
they only scored 3.5 against first half against Clemson, and then last week was that just last week against Kentucky?
No, it was a week.
They didn't
2
play.
weeks ago?
Neither one of them played last week.
Of course.
And that week you were watching Alabama and Wisconsin. I think it was LSU and South Carolina.
That's
that was
it.
the
Yeah, it might have
better
been
game that
might have
day.
been.
Well, that was a heck of a game. That was so critical to LSU's season to pull that one out in Columbia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I tell you somebody everybody's forgetting. How about Ole Miss? I mean, they got Kentucky today. We'll see how they do against.
Ford keeps saying that's the team.
That's the team. Yeah.
Who?
Ford does.
No, not that who.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss? Nah.
You don't think so?
Two different things that'll make them crumble. Number
Defense.
one, their coach is Lane Kiffin,
Yeah.
and I like him. And number two, the more simple one, their name's Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. And they never get it
They'll
done.
get to a point where they can't outscore the opposition.
That's right.
They might get beat 72-71,
Yeah.
but somebody
We
will.
know he can coach offense.
Yeah.
He's an offensive guru.
Yep.
But defense is been the issue at Ole
I
Miss.
don't. Even the way it is, I still only see about 3 teams I think could win it. Georgia's one of them. Alabama might be one of them.
Might be one.
Ohio State is my pick,
Yeah. That's
know.
what I pick.
and I don't know if I'd go any further.
What about
than-
Texas?
Texas is got to prove it to me first.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. They're talented enough,
Yeah.
They're ranked number 1 right now.
but you got to figure out how to get in there. And
The SEC's
I
got,
love Sarkisian. I don't
do
know if y'all
too.
do or not.
That's a
but
great reclamation project. I love what he's done at Texas.
the SEC's got 5 out of the top 6 right now.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm guessing that other one's the Buckeyes.
Yep, they're 3rd.
How big a win was that for Michigan last week?
I think it was huge. They got back to what they did well the last 3 years under Harbaugh. Just run the football down your throat, be physical, use their their experience up front with the offensive
And they
line.
beat them pretty soundly, didn't they? It was.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a
Okay.
good game.
Ned gives me this one. I'd heard this a long time ago. You probably heard Chevy Chase almost became the drummer of Steely Dan,
Hey.
known for his comedy. But the it's almost time to give more lyrics. The answer to my trivia question
I can't get it.
of who did they recruit to be their lead singer You want to give it a shot, Brett? You're looking at me like
no. I saw somebody up on Lenny's screen a few minutes ago, and I wondered if that's who it was.
Well, tell me who that was.
Michael McDonald.
Bingo. What a fool believes.
Mm-hmm.
Michael McDonald.
There you go. That fit. That would fit.
Yep.
Yeah.
They wanted him to be their guy.
Who's that? Dylan turned him down? Okay.
Can you imagine the egos?
Oh, I know.
Smart move
that
by
wouldn't
Dylan.
work.
I don't think he could be any more famous than he is.
Well, I don't. I mean, I don't really.
You mean Matt or
like the thought of Steely Dan's music having anybody different singing it than who did.
But see, the thing is, if we got to get Lanny a mic, I guess. The thing is, if it had been that way all those years, you wouldn't have thought about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it would have been, that would be what you remember. But now since we do listen to Fagan being the guy, because the same guy on the radio or wherever I heard this said that, just what Brett did, is that his words were, I can't imagine anybody being the front man for them other than Donald Fagan.
I'm definitely glad Bob Dylan didn't do it because he's
your favorite singer.
He's had so many albums that I love that he wouldn't have had.
That's right.
Oh,
when you think about Michael McDonald, notice how much the Doobies sound changed once he joined them.
Yeah.
Because their early stuff is just kind of rock.
It was good.
Yeah, they don't.
It was good.
Not Southern rock.
Yeah.
With a lot of piano, right? Did McDonald also play piano?
Yeah, he sort of changed the sound of
Not somebody I really like very much.
But he had a great voice.
Yeah, just not a great rock and roll voice.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was unique. It was different from what anybody else was doing.
Oh,
yeah.
Which might have made them more popular, I don't know. It definitely it worked. How long did he stay with them? Michael McDonald. How long did he stay with them? It's not a trivia question because I don't know.
With who? Doobie Brothers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't there when they started, but he wasn't there when right now.
Yeah.
So,
reeling in the years out.
Okay, reeling in the years maybe. No,
that's Steely Dan.
Steely Dan's music.
There you go.
He never was with Steely Dan.
No.
I want to know how long he was with the Doobie Brothers.
Was he there when they did Old Black Water?
He didn't sing Blackwater.
Oh.
He came in when Tom Johnston had good rehab.
Well, don't tell me.
Yeah, let's just
I don't have his rehab schedule.
take this
Better
break
move
and
on.
talk about NFL or something. Something we never get to do.
I still got to.
Brett is ready to talk about the NFL because the Commanders have made a statement.
No, I just
The Commanders have made a statement.
I'm with you.
They finally went out there and got him a LSU quarterback.
Yep.
Is he better than Caleb Williams?
Maybe.
so far.
Is
yeah.
it because he's on maybe a better team?
That pass.
I don't think that.
that
He's
pass-
got a little bit better offensive line than the Bears do.
Yeah.
We got to save all that. We're going to take our final timeout as soon as
Give my
Mike
lyrics.
gives us his
Oh,
3
okay.
minutes of lyrics.
Okay. Hold on a minute here.
Hold on a minute.
This won't take long.
Is that the first line?
No. I'll give you the first line. You're not shy, you get around.
Okay, that's enough. Timeout. Back in a moment.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their mini floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Lake Electric Company was founded in 1984. They are licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Safety and quality is first in everything they do. For all your electrical needs, serving Lincoln County, Catawba County, Burke County, Mecklenburg County, and all the surrounding counties. When it has to be done right, call Lake Electric. Let them take care of your family. Lake Electric Company, 4362 Providence Mill Road, Maiden. Call 704-483-4000. Online at lakeelectric.com.
Stop by Lowe's Home Improvement in Lincolnton for their great deals on items you use around the house. Need to update around the kitchen? Then shop a great selection of appliances and some up to 30% off retail prices. Buy Craftsman's 20-volt max battery and get your choice of matching Craftsman cordless tool free. Update your workshop area with a wide selection of shop tools, only $99 each. But hurry, these deals won't last long. Shop Lowe's in Lincolnton for the things you want to buy today.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Welcome back. Sports Talk. Glad to have you with us. I am shocked.
Absolutely shocked.
That nobody has Mike's lyrics but me.
I can't believe it. You got it on
I got
the first
them instantly.
line.
One more time, Mike.
Okay. You're not shy, you get around.
That's enough. That's all it took me.
You want to fly.
I said that's enough.
Okay. Well, you said you didn't get any.
Okay, go ahead.
You want to fly, don't want your feet.
You know that
on
one,
the
Lanny?
ground. You stay up, you won't come down. You want to live, you want to move to the sound.
Well, my wife got it, and
Did
her comment, too easy.
Too easy. Yeah, I know.
I agree.
I know.
That was an easy one. But that, sometimes you don't know what's going to be easy on somebody and what's not.
What's going to be hard on someone else. That's right.
Yep. But I am surprised that, we finally get her to give us an answer, and I almost blurted out before I went to timeout, but luckily I remembered to not yell it out. But one of the that's just there's certain songs that when you hear the first line,
you know it.
You just
and there's a lot of great songs. The title of the song is in the first line a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. Rodney Willis has it as well.
Okay,
just now sent me the
It was
message,
easy.
so.
I agree.
Yeah, well, at some point, if we live long enough, we want to cover every single song there is out there.
That's right.
That'd be a long time, wouldn't it? Ned's got the group correct, does not know the title. I'll tell you this, Ned, it's a one-word title.
One word.
It's a one-word group, and it's a one-word title. How's that?
That's right.
It's all about that one word in here this morning. Does that help you any, Brett?
Nah.
Moved on. Moved on. Sullivan's Dallas Cowboys were in a must-win situation. I thought, wow, I don't know why it's must-win. It's early in the season. You really don't know how good they are till you're about 6 to 8 games in.
Correct.
But they did what they had to do. They went to Giant Stadium.
In the snoozer.
Ned got the title right. Yes, Ned, you are correct on that title. I didn't think Dallas looked great. I thought they looked better on defense. Offensively, I tell you what, there's one thing you got to do against the Cowboys, and that's stop CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
But nobody's been able to do it. Nobody's been able to do it yet. I mean, how do you have one superstar wide receiver and then running back at this point, Zeke, he's just mediocre. You know? They don't have the guy they had last year. What was his name? Pollard.
Yep, Pollard.
Playing elsewhere now.
They can't run the ball and they can't effectively stop the run. Now, is that a formula?
Name me a second Dallas Cowboy wide receiver. That's what I want you to do.
I can't do it.
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. He's pretty good, but he's pretty good. You know, he's had some issues, but he's in his, he's in the twilight years of his career, right? I would think.
You know, if Dallas was owned by any other team,
it
was owned by
they'd
any
lose
other
every game.
Person besides
the Eagles, they're owned by the Eagles.
Jerry
and the
Jones.
Packers.
It's only because of Jerry Jones that people still talk about the Cowboys, in my opinion.
Probably they do. No, it's just Dallas. It's the Cowboys and the Yankees.
No Super Bowl appearances since '95.
Well, and they're still talked about. That tells you how much the brand means for them.
Yeah, if it wasn't, the brand is everything. You're right.
To be quite honest, I'm not cracking on the Yankees, but when's the last time they won a championship?
Well, that's true, too.
I mean, it's been a while, too.
But people still are interested.
Yeah, right. It ain't been as long as Dallas by no means,
no.
but it's
been a while.
Yeah. You expect – I'll put it this way. Their expectations are higher than what they've been doing, right?
Yeah.
The Yankees, they expect to win more
Could
championships.
this be the year they break through?
It could be, but I don't think they're that much better than anybody. Yeah. Do you? If they are better than anybody. Who's the best team in baseball right now,
I don't think
Brett?
there's a clear –
The Dodgers?
I don't think they got the best record, but I wouldn't
mean
say
anything.
Their starting pitching is awful. And they still got the best record in the major league. But
don't count out Houston.
And what? Oh, they've come a long way.
I think the Phillies have the best roster.
Yeah, they do. They have the most talent.
But they can't do it. They can't get there. They just can't.
And the team that scares me the most is San Diego.
San Diego could be the team you see there. But there again, I put them in that Ole Miss category. You got to get there once before I can believe it. You know?
Right.
Ned says Cowboy fans mad that they didn't go get Derrick Henry. Well, they should be.
Well, I heard a lot about that in the last few weeks.
I mean, Jerry said he couldn't afford him.
What?
At the time, he could have afforded him.
Yeah. And then they wait till the very last minute to sign these long-term contracts, which kind of gets the team unsettled.
You mean like with Dak and with
yeah Dak and with
well, at some point you got to do it if you plan on keeping him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they wait till the end, right till the end.
What's the biggest flaw with Dak Prescott?
Can't win the big one.
I think he's just inconsistent.
I think he throws interceptions in critical situations.
Yeah.
But how long are you going to – what are you going to do? You know, it's like we talk about firing the coach. Who you going to get?
Who you going to get?
So who you going to get at quarterback?
Don't know.
You know? I mean, you going to draft one and let it take 3 to 4 years to get, you know? No, because they got enough personnel on the roster right now to win it. If they, you know. I mean, they're going to be just like everybody else when it gets to the end. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be bunched in there with 7 other teams in their conference, and you know, that's when they can't win. That's when they've had their struggles.
Right. Like last year when Green Bay comes in and just runs the ball down their throat in Dallas. So.
But I want to go back to the question whenever we started talking about football right off the bat. And by the way, Mike's lyrics. Foreigner. Urgent.
Heard that yesterday. So
that's a good
song. I think I'll go with that. It's
really
easy,
good song.
But
and because, you know, it's urgent for the Cowboys now, right? It's urgent.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, you know, this upcoming week. You know, I saw yesterday Parsons is hurt.
Yep.
He's hurt worse than it looked like during the game the other night. And there's another one.
They
There's
do have
somebody else
They do
on there.
have 10 days now to recover. Right?
Yep, that does that little bit extra time. It's a semi-bye week. That's what they call it now.
For me, the best development in the NFL, and I got to give kudos to Brad, is this Jaden McDaniel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Daniels.
I'm sorry. I mean, he just looks like he's got what it takes.
You know what? A lot of people are talking about too. His greatest attribute is
he slides.
He don't get hurt.
I saw him
it.
slide a couple times.
Well, that's ugly.
Yeah.
Is he
But
the
I
one
mean,
with the bad slide, or is it somebody else with the bad slide?
Yeah, his isn't
great.
Yeah, he usually wants to like dive head first, and that could get him.
RG3 had
in
that same
a Tua
problem.
situation, but
and he's thin. So it's
yeah, he's thinner than RJ, and they're close.
RJ,
RG,
RG3. RG had some kind words for the quarterback the other day. Did you hear him?
Mm-mm.
He will go down as the greatest quarterback in Washington history.
Oh, whoa, boy,
Do you believe
that's
that?
saying a lot.
Well, when you talk about Jurgensen and Theismann and Doug
Don't
Williams,
forget my man
and,
Billy Kilmer.
Yeah, when you talk about Jurgensen and Theismann, Kilmer.
Now that I think about it wouldn't take much.
Yeah.
Especially best in my lifetime.
Well,
I never saw Sonny Jurgensen
Okay,
play. But.
Theismann won a lot of games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here's the one thing about it. Tell me the Washington quarterback that won multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah, there haven't been one win multiple.
That's right. Trick question.
They got 3 Super Bowls and 3.
Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls
Hey.
in a short amount of time.
And don't forget about Doug Williams.
With
he
3.
won one.
I didn't forget about him. I just said there were 3.
Okay.
Tell me the other one then.
Doug Williams.
Here we go.
Joe Theismann.
Make him do it, Brett. Let
and
him do
Mark.
it. Let him do it, Brett.
Mark. Okay.
Is he on the right track?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he's got it.
Mark.
Just needs the last name.
Boy, can't think of that guy's last name.
Rippin.
Mark Rippin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is interesting. 3 different
Mike, are
QBs.
you and Lanny going to breakfast?
Yes.
David and Brett or not?
David and Brett or not.
Okay. You got that, Butch? I don't know if you're listening right now. David and Brett are not. Mike and Lanny are. To answer your question.
Yeah.
Did you get Mark Rippin while I was answering that question?
I never could think of his last name. Brett got
He
it.
did he?
Yeah.
Well, I knew he got it. Yep. They won 3 with 3 different quarterbacks. What was the span of those, Brett? How many years?
Probably 10 or 12 years apart.
Yeah.
I think
I didn't know it was that far.
early 80s, late 80s,
Yeah.
and early 90s. I don't know exactly when. Let's see. When the one Theismann won Super Bowl 17.
Now, when it comes now, very few numbers of Super Bowls now can I tell you who was in it.
Super Bowl
Because
17 was
back when there was 20, I could tell you every one of them, but not now.
played
we're in
in.
the 50s.
It was the 1982-83 season.
Yeah.
So the Super Bowl was played in 83.
Mm-hmm.
And the Redskins beat the Dolphins. Well, that was a shortened season.
You know they lost
because
to
of
the
strike.
Dolphins. Way
Yeah, they
back.
lost to the Dolphins
Way
one
back
time,
they
too.
lost to the Dolphins. They also lost to the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders
Was there
destroyed
another?
No, they're 3-2. 3-2 in Super Bowls.
Yeah. No offense, Rodney, but you know you're going way back if it's when the Raiders won the Super
That was the year after they had beat the Dolphins. The Raiders beat them.
Yeah.
So Gibbs took them to 4.
Took them to 4.
Speaking of the Raiders, I saw a big piece in USA Today on the final weekend of games at Oakland Memorial Coliseum.
Packed.
Yeah.
Packed.
Sad.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it was. Yep. And I sent Lenny had said something about he was watching it. I didn't get to watch it the final day of the final game in that place. But
You think about that history.
yeah, oh yeah. I sent him a message and I said I love the days when I could watch Campaneris, Sal Bando, Vida Blue, Blue Moon Odom, Gene Tennis, Joe Rudy. Just kept wheeling them off. All those great players. That's one team.
One team.
That was all. They were all playing at the same time. They won
Rolly
3 straight
fingers.
World Series, didn't they?
Yeah, 3
All right,
straight.
here we go. Here you go. Baseball. They won 3 straight World Series. and it was over. I think I've got these right. The Reds at least once, and maybe the Reds were twice in that span.
That's when the Reds were the big red machine, correct?
And
Pretty much.
the Mets, did they beat the Mets?
I'm not sure they beat.
I'm trying to remember who the other teams were. Or the Cardinals. Help me with that. Somebody tell me the A's 3 in a row back in the 70s.
Yep.
Maybe the Reds were multiple times. But not taking anything away from Reds because they were great, and they went on to win their share after that.
Yeah.
The Big Red Machine. As they like to be called.
So they're going to Sacramento for what? Indefinite amount of time. They're going to build.
You know what the biggest difference is in Oakland and Sacramento? You do? Okay.
Well, I don't know.
You shook your head, yeah.
I don't know.
About 30 degrees.
It's hot, a lot hotter than Sacramento. That's right.
The other night they were saying tonight here game time in Oakland is 64. Up there it's 95.
Yeah, it's amazing. You're right.
Yeah.
Not that far away,
Yep.
but Central California is hot. The Bay is cool.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Reds, Mets, and Dodgers.
The Reds, the Mets. So I had two of them.
72 through 74.
And the Dodgers. The Reds, in that order.
Yeah.
Reds, Mets, and Dodgers.
Who would have been the stars on that Dodgers team? Trying to think.
Oh, my gosh.
In 74.
Mike Marshall. Was he a pitcher? And he was a relief pitcher.
Who was the big pitcher then?
Ron Say. Is that too early for Ron Say and Steve Garvey?
I think it was.
Yeah.
For them. They were the 80s.
Roy Campanella? That's too far back.
Don Sutton was the, I guess, the star pitcher on that team.
Okay, Don Sutton.
He's the only Hall of Famer on that Dodgers team.
Really?
Yeah.
Ned says those A's have maybe two pitchers that were also used regularly as pinch runners. Blue Moon Odom. Yeah, and the other one might have been Vita Blue. I don't know if he'd used Vita Blue since he was a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think, was Odom a relief pitcher or was he a starter? Blue Moon
Odom was a starter.
They used to say that their team colors were Kelly Green and Vita Blue.
I love it.
Was the team colors.
Of course, the great reliever was Fingers, right?
Raleigh Fingers.
Raleigh Fingers.
The handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
I almost could go around, with Campaneris. Bando at third, Campaneris.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you the second baseman, first baseman was top of my head. Joe Rudy in left field, Gene Tennis behind the plate,
Right.
Reggie Jackson in right. I mean, it's like doing the Reds. I can still name the Reds lineup from their heyday, for sure. Cowboys won 20-15 on Thursday night over the
very
New York
very
Giants.
sloppy game.
Did you see how many of them won? This is a division rival where they play twice a year. How many's Dallas won in a row against the Giants?
Oh, I mean,
have you seen?
Dak owns
Did you see that,
the
Brett?
Giants, yeah.
How many of the Cowboys won in a row?
14 to 15. Isn't it?
Is that many?
It's about.
Over.
I think it's double digits.
He's
so
over.
I'm over.
I don't know.
13.
Mm.
That was 13th straight win. So that's 6.5 years, right?
Yeah.
six plus 1 years that they have blitzed the New York Giants. The Giants have, I don't understand why. The Mara family used to keep a very competitive. They try, but they're one of those teams that they're going to have their bad years, but then they bounce back and they come back and they get a couple Super Bowls, then they go down again. But it's been a while for the Giants since they have seen the glory.
Well, what do you think about Brian Daboll? Is the seat starting to get warm?
This is it.
Gotta be it.
If he don't make the playoffs, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jones too. I like Daniel Jones.
Do too.
He's a Charlotte
He's
guy.
A Duke guy,
Played at
Charlotte
Duke,
guy. Yeah.
But it's time. It's time.
They do have a great.
But he has played well this year so far.
Well, they got this great rookie receiver. What's his name?
Oh, Malik Neighbors.
Malik
yeah,
Neighbors.
He's awesome.
This
LSU.
guy.
I'm telling you, man.
This
the
guy's
LSU,
star
the
power.
LSU receivers are
The best.
right now. Them and Ohio State are the top two, and I think LSU just barely edges them out right now. Although the best one out of all could be Marvin Harrison
Jr. That's great.
because he's going to be.
I don't know.
Those
I
schools
think
are churning out.
I think
the
Jefferson's still the
NFL
best.
Jefferson is. I don't know why there's not more hype about Jefferson.
Because he's in Minnesota.
It could be, but Minnesota's not that small of a market. when you consider Minnesota and St. Paul.
Yeah, because the Twin Cities.
And I thought he would drop off some with Sam Darnold being his quarterback, but he hadn't so far.
Saints at Falcons. That's a pretty good matchup. Saints look good all 3 weeks. I say they look pretty good even against the Eagles. That was a very close game. Could have went either way. Rams and Bears. The Rams got a huge win last week, guys, coming from way behind to beat the Niners.
And the Niners shouldn't have let that happen.
No, but now still without McCaffrey and without
they got all kind of injuries.
Who were they without besides McCaffrey last week? Debo. Yep. Vikings Packers. That's the highlight game of the week. It looks like to me. Vikings are making a statement here in the early going.
Yep.
Packers are finding a way to win without their quarterback.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. Steelers Colts. Another great story. Pittsburgh 3-0, and not scoring. Have they scored more than 13?
I don't think so.
20. They scored 20.
Yeah. 18, 13, and 20.
Yep. The man just knows how to win.
But they've only given up 26 points in 3 games.
Colts. I think the Colts are a good team. They just they've been in close games.
Yeah, their quarterback's just all over the place. He's not consistent at all.
Yeah, he can throw it the length of the field, but inconsistent.
A big win for the Broncos last week, and a big win for the Jets. Now they'll play each other this week. That's also tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The Eagles and the Bucks. Bucks really kind of came back down to earth last week.
With a thud.
Eagles are winning ugly, but winning is winning.
Jalen Hurts, he leads the league in turnovers. That's got to stop or get better.
He's leading the league in turnovers, but they're 2-1.
I know.
Bengals, Panthers. Bengals are the surprise team of the year so far.
Yeah.
More of a surprise than the Vikings, just for a different reason.
Yeah.
0-3 to start the season.
And has anybody ever come back from 0-3 to even make the playoffs? I guess it's probably been a
0-4 is the most. San Diego made the playoffs after starting 0-4
right.
Several years ago. The Dalton gang plays the Bengals this week. How about Andy Dalton coming out and lighting it up? Now, here's the deal this week. Don't have the expectations you had last week because now they got current film on Dalton.
They do.
Right? Be a whole different game plan. Jaguars at Texans. Enough said.
They say Doug Peterson's in trouble now.
And it's Trevor Lawrence in his final year.
He's looked terrible.
He has. Commanders at Cardinals.
That could be a high-scoring game.
Yeah. Kyler Murray's
It
should good.
Should be. Patriots, Niners.
No, ugly.
Yeah, San Francisco doesn't destroy New England.
They've got to win.
Yeah.
San Francisco's they're playing without McCaffrey, maybe Samuel again, but they've got to win.
That shouldn't matter against New
England. But Purdy has been cleared. He had a back issue, but I think he's going to play.
He's still not the man to get it done for them.
I don't think so.
I don't know why, but I just don't think so. Browns at Raiders. Who knows? That's what you call that game. The who knows. Which team will show up? Will either team show up? Sorry, Rodney. Chiefs at Chargers. Chiefs find a way to win.
That's solid. They could easily be 0-3, but they're 3-0.
They just, you know what? This would be the one I would think could be an upset special, though.
Could be.
Chargers and Harbaugh want to bounce back with a win. Bills at Ravens.
That's the game of the week, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. NBC Peacock, 8 o'clock Sunday night, Bills and Ravens.
Sunday night football.
Tell you what, the Bills are playing awful good right now.
No turnovers this season for Josh Allen, who's always been
average margin of victory about 25, maybe. Titans at Dolphins. Neither one going anywhere. Seahawks and Lions. How about that? 3-0 against 2-1.
Yeah, thank goodness there's a second
double
game.
Monday nights. Yeah, that worked out good last week.
That first one's awful.
Worked out good last week.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for tuning in. For Mike, Brett, Sullivan, I'm David. See you next week. Be safe.